Yes, this is race number 1. We're in the 2014. That's the number 3 car of that C7R here on the second lap of Sebring. This is the Wednesday Showdown here in the Series 1 of the Forza Racing 2018. But we got many more races coming up. This is just the first race of the day.
Look at that line from Roadrunner coming down now to start the third lap, and Roadrunner way on the inside down towards turn 1. He's trying to block Lage out, who wants it around the outside. He's saying, you know, I don't mind which way you go. I'll go the other way. I've got speed on the inside. I've got speed on the outside, and I'll make this move happen. You can see him still on the outside. The last turn here in Sector 1, and Lage is going to make the pass of the century here if Roadrunner can't block him out.
Roadrunner doing a nice job holding him off there on turn 5. They're going to come down the Gurney Bend, headed down toward turn 7, the old hairpin.
If you're going to make a pass, this is the spot. That's so tricky to go side by side through that that complicated 3, 4, 5 section. Doesn't look like, oh, he does. He gets him under braking, but it may be an outside-in move. No, he makes it stick.
Amazingly judged. And you can see the first dots of rain there on the lens. So Lage does the best at changing his driving to suit the conditions out there on the track. He's the one who can measure the braking and just get it right time after time. And that's what makes him the champion at the Invitational and what has put him in the lead here. You can see him pestering Lage though, and I like that. I like that he wants it. He's tapping the bumper, under braking, mid-corner. He's just saying, you know, I'm here, don't forget about me, I'm going to come back at that. It's not all your race now, G2 Lage. AMS Roadrunner wants to find his way through.
Getting as close as you can to that wall on turn 1 as you go across the start-finish line once again. Lap 4 of 7 now. And let's see, he made a move on Roadrunner on the hairpin. Can Roadrunner return the favor coming back down after the Gurney Bend to turn 7 once again?
Look at these cars just hunkered down on the tracks, the way they just skip through the puddles. Lage still defending. I'm surprised we haven't seen more from Box here. He's been watching this battle up ahead, watching these two scrap, and you can see him getting on the inside of Roadrunner right there at the hairpin. But I'm surprised we're not seeing more of him pestering this leading pack, because every time they're side by side, every time Lage is defending or Roadrunner's attacking, they're losing speed on track.
Lap 6 now. Lage well out in front, and for him, this is where he likes to be. You know, I know that sounds a bit obvious, you know, being out in front, but this is where he feels most comfortable. He can get out there and just run. He can run a defensive line if he wants, but most of the time he's just a pedal to the metal kind of guy. Well, the battle right now is for 3rd place. Lage well out front. Box has got him some space now, but Roadrunner is having to contend with A6. Of course, Jay Mitch is right there as well, Allie.
Yeah, Mitch still in there, and there he is up the inside, down through the second hairpin. He's going to muscle his way through there. A little bit of tap on the quarter panel has bought him a bit of space. Maybe a gentleman's lift there from Mitch just to let Asics back through on the double left.
Track Silverstone.
Well, it's incredible. That Maggots and Beggots is so complicated to do. Such complicated cornering while braking there is really probably one of the more difficult pieces of race ribbon made on the planet. But you know, I'm not sure if these are on the street tires that you might find on the road cars. But, I mean, incredible action going on the track. But the street tires would make it so much more difficult, much more sliding. You can see that coming up. Oh, my goodness. I mean, it really is a car control machine with actual street tires rather than racing slicks.
Those guys going 3 wide there into turn 1. Mitch and Roadrunner just sneaking their way past Rossi, who I think is going to feel a little bit bullied there. He was being very polite, didn't want to overtake Roadrunner, who was hanging out. Isn't so much that, but it has a character of its own. It's snappy. It's little. We'll see it later on. Right now, though, Rossi trying to get past Virus here. He's going to make that work. That's the old start corner. That's the old first corner here at the previous layout at Silverstone, and not an easy place to make an overtake. You know, very, very relevant for Commando, who's a little bit newer to the ForzaRC than some of the other drivers. Also for JSR Mitch, who we've talked about earlier on. But these guys, they're not going to hang around at all. This battle, the 7th, already lighting up out of the first sector.
It's going to be 7 laps here on Nürburgring. It's going to be 3.2 miles, 16 turns. This is the final race of the day for Europe. We got North America coming up later on. So a lot more racing, but this is a crucial race number 3. We talked about the reverse grid. Can we have some of these guys in the middle of the pack, back of the pack, make some moves and flip this leaderboard on its head.
Look at these guys side by side through 3/4 of the track without touching so much as a fender. Being in rallycross, I'm just not used to this. It's incredible how clean these guys are. Really, it's really admirable, frankly.
Expect with this reverse grid, we're going to see some overtaking.
Yeah, we saw Chemical there trying it on with BAM 7 into turn 1. We've got 3 wide here, back towards 9th position. This is Mitch, Box, and then Asics just behind. It's this very, very close style of racing that you're really going to see in a touring car like this one. Front engine, that big turbo that you're just waiting to kick in when it gets to about 5,000 reps.
Corners or some overtaking possibilities?
It seems in real life like a big wide track, and you look at it and it looks actually fairly narrow here, and I think this is probably more accurate. There's tons of places to make mistakes. There's all kinds of turns.
Even if he's still racing, he is gone.
You know, when you look at these 3 races that they've done on this Wednesday, you have to see, okay, this is a reverse start, this is survival. Get as many points as you can in the first 2 and then survive this one and move up as much as you can. But, you know, you have to take what you get. But being out on the first lap for Lage, I'm sure that wasn't part of the plan.
Hey, can we get,
Other people and get themselves in the best possible position to take home the lion's share of $250,000. Vitality Asics there, just proving that with a little bit of a tough move into turn 1, really leaning his nose onto the quarter panel of Virus in order to get his car stopped. I wonder if he makes that move happen. It might have a sort of a slightly dim view of that from the marshals as Virus barely holds on through the Mercedes arena.
kind of deep in thought over there, Tanner. What are you seeing out on the track?
Well, this is really what you hope to see when you invert a field, is somebody just slightly.
But it looks like he's now climbed up into 8th position.
Yeah, it looks to me like there's some kind of connection problem there, getting Lage onto the screen for us. So we'll have to sort of assess later on, I think after the race results come in, exactly where he's finished. It's a super tricky position to be in that, though, for him. I've been in it myself before. So yeah, we'll have to just see where the cookie crumbs lie after this race with Lage, I think.
No, and of course, another thing with the inversion is the guy.
Oh, Zermatt there, all over the place through the Schumacher S's. It looked like he must have picked up a little bit too much curb, bumping back down onto the track surface. Those stiff rear springs can really, really grab you.
It's going to be incredible. Series 1, it's going to be an amazing year in 2018 for Forza, especially for the Racing Championship.
You know, if this is like a little taster of what we've got to expect for the rest of the year, I'm in.
I'm in, yeah.
Shut up and take my money.
Sign me up.
This is incredible racing here down the straightaway. Everybody positioning for a spot. Just so difficult to keep all the cars on the track in this scenario. These guys are doing a great job.
Look at that Mitch trying to outbrake Zermatt, but he's got Virus all over the front of him, and that just completely stops him from being able to run extra speed through the apex because he'll just collect Virus. In the end, Mitch makes that move happen. Zermatt's the one who's lost out, and he's tumbled back 3 positions there.
To make any advancements, any moves, trying to push for 10th right now. Falls back to the 11th, pushing on the heels of Mitch, moving into the corner here. And there's just nowhere for him to go. I mean, this track is not meant for 3 wide. And just like that, you know, you get the 9th and 10th cars bumping in box, maybe able to move in up all the way up into 9th.
I love this racing, all of them coming down towards Dunlop right now. It's this cambered right-hand hairpin. Zermatt, he's absolutely not bothered at all by being slipped down in the Mercedes arena earlier in this lap. He's straight back on the attack, giving JSR Mitch trouble and making that rear end squirm all over the place, as we saw. He's collected it now through the Schumacher S's, and these guys are heading towards the back of this lap. And for me, there's no difference now. They could end in any order at all, these 4.
Moving into turn 11 and 12 here on lap 6. Box has now been able to push himself all the way up into 8th position.
Amazing that Box was able to get through that pack, but he's not able to leave him. Even after Mitch and Virus are battling it out, Box is still not able to check out here. So it's incredibly even lap times, I think, between these cars. It's not just one person being blocked by the rest of them.
And somewhere in there is Lage, riding along in 8th. See Virus falling all the way back to 11th now. Zermatt, we saw him make some mistakes, a little bit of carnage. He's found himself all the way back down to 12. He's all the way at the bottom of the pack.
12 people out on track right now, although you wouldn't know it looking at that move from Zermatt, do represent some of the best talent on Forza, especially within the EMEA region. I mean, Zermatt there just showing how hungry you have to be to get to that kind of level, though. And it's that kind of a move that, you know, you have to throw on at this level of racing.
Well, that's two teammates right there. When you look at Zermatt and Box.
Box blew his opportunity there. That's where he made such a great move, a good outside-in move all the way up that straightaway, taking advantage. And there he hit the back bumper of Virus, and that took all his momentum away. So he's just got to wait another lap, and he doesn't have another lap. It's 7 of 7, so he's got to make something happen.
And that's why he's just round the outside here, choosing lines that you wouldn't choose to use. If you were going to make a clean, quick, clinical overtaking move, you want to be up the inside. You want to be just like slicing it through there. Box instead looking for the hard way to do things, because Virus has his number and will block the apex every time Box offers.
So, out on front. Let's see what the back of the pack can do. Going on these final turn 16, the Coca-Cola curve.